Hey guys, this is here and welcome to the spoiler-free review of Dune Part 2. So I saw this movie earlier today. This movie released this year of 2024 and it is kind of a roller coaster. It's 2 hours and 46 minutes. It's 10 minutes longer than Part 1 and it is insane, honestly. There's so much that happens in this movie. My biggest problem with the Dune movies um is how much story is like and like how long they are because they do kind of drag. They're both very good though, and it's not like a huge issue. It's just it's just like I'm just used to like I just movies are getting longer. But this one had a lot more action scenes than the first one, which is great. It also seems to be more popular than the first one, which I can kind of see why. The first movie, not a whole. I mean, the first movie is very good, but like not a whole lot happens. This one has quite a lot more going on to it. Um, but yeah, so something that is interesting is that this movie picks up seemingly right when the first one ends, because they're two parts of like the same story, and it seems like Dune is even longer than these two movies. It's a very I own a paperback copy of Dune that includes like pictures from the first movie, and it is like over 1,000 pages, and it's like one of the thickest books I have. And from my understanding, there's utter Dune is not just these books. The story seems to get crazier. From what I understand, there's more to Dune than well, part one and part two are, and of course, it seems like there's other books as well. It seems to be like some sort of type. It seems to be like a book series. So that's kind of cool. But yes, this movie follows Paul Atreides again, and they're on Atreides. I actually have the name pulled up. Arrakis, Atreides. I think Atreides was something else. Well, Atreus is his last name, but like Atreus. I kept wanting to say Atreus for some reason. I think that's something else. Arrakis. That's right, Arrakis. This movie completely takes place on Arrakis. And this movie is interesting because it introduces you to a few new characters. You learn a bit more about sort of the villain character from the first movie. Paul Paul and stuff immediately seemingly go off the this movie this movie seems to touch on religion a lot. This movie especially. The first movie does a little bit. This movie is heavy with like this world sort of religion. There's so much to unpack there. Um, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just it's a lot going on. There's so many big battle scenes, which are super cool, and fight scenes. Um, there's some interest. They have like a lot of interesting spaceships. They have a ton of stuff. There's parts of the story so that are maybe not that are definitely nerve wracking. There's like parts of the story where it'll be interesting to see like what they do. Obviously, because it's following like books, so it'll be interesting to see like how the books handled it as well. Because there's some parts that are definitely surprising. Um, lot to unpack, a lot going on. Trying to think of what I could even say. Oh yeah, so both Dune Part Two and Dune Part One, they start with a black screen and with subtitles. This movie you have to read a lot more subtitles than in the first movie because in this in part two here, a lot of characters speak like a different language. So then they give us, you know, you the viewer, the subtitles of what they're saying in your like language wherever you live, so that way you can actually understand what they're saying, which is very nice of them. I'm very happy that like Star Wars and like other sci-fi movies have characters that speak other languages like do that, because it would be kind of annoying if they didn't. Though I think there are some things that don't do that and it's frustrating, but whatever. But yeah, so it's movie is crazy. This movie mostly follows Paul actually. The first movie, I mean, both of them do, but like the first movie also, but the first movie followed this like father a little bit. The first movie was very much following like Paul's family. Paul is of course the main character, but like it follows his family life as well. The second movie here, part two, it only follows like two people really. It follows Paul and his mom. It also kind of follows the villain more, and then there's like another character that shows up only a few times throughout the movie, and I learned when looking at this that that character is played by Christopher Walken of all people, because he doesn't really talk like Christopher Walken, so I didn't really realize it was Christopher Walken. You know, oh wow, you know, I mean, because Christopher Walken has that very specific like voice, you know. I be on the ship, matey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm terrible at Christopher Walken impressions, but like, the point is his voice is very iconic. But he didn't really sound. I think he may have a little. He did. May have a little bit, but that was it. But yeah, this movie is. It's a lot for 2 hours and 46 minutes. It's a lot. I ended up watching this movie with a family member. Just they wanted to watch it and they already got the tickets, so I would have felt bad to not watch it. But yeah, it's great. Similarly, it's just like part one, very heavily story based, so I can't get too much in depth or in detail about really anything. Both, but there is just a ton. This movie very much expands on the first one. The first one had a lot of characters that don't really matter. This movie, while part two here, while having that, there are a ton of. They introduce you to a few more new characters, and with how things kind of happen in this movie, it seems like we'll be introduced to even more characters, and if maybe later if they continue to make the book, if they continue to turn the books and the movies, later, it'll also be interesting to see how certain characters progress, because there was a lot of different things happening in this movie. This movie was definitely like an emotional roller coaster, especially for some characters. There's just so much happening. Something that was something that's definitely a little upsetting is a few characters from part one don't return in part two. Like I think there's a few characters in part one who seemingly like are still alive that don't appear in part two, but I can't think of any specifics off the top of my head. But yeah, this movie really focuses on the whole religious idea with this world, because this world has like prophecies and stuff, and it's got like, and the in the movie it starts talking about how like they're seemingly in one of those periods right now, although I don't know a whole lot about it yet. But yeah, there's so, so much to unpack. But yeah, I'm going to end this here just because that's kind of all I can say. All I can really say is it's a super good movie. Give you that plot to not, talk about the movie as much as I did, and that's really all I can do in a spoiler-free review of the movie. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell. Join the algorithmic garbage, it helps us out a lot, and it means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.